we're going. I don't care. I'm not going to keep sitting here. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. I'm Tony.
I'm Tralana.
This is Two Teas in a Pod. I couldn't sit here any longer. We've been sitting here and laughing and singing, and I'm like, I'm just starting the podcast. Like, what are we doing? We don't really have a topic. We have a game that we're gonna play later. That's kind of fun, but we don't really have a topic.
Gotta chill.
I mean, we were literally talking about how glossy I look. So we tried out the new equipment, and we just were like, it's not really worth,
Not impressed.
$800+ for a camera and a setup. This camera does just fine. Problem is the lighting. We don't have the best lighting situation. So we have a light over here, and it's bouncing off of my forehead, and I feel like I need powder. Like I need to powder my forehead. You look beautiful, of course.
Thank you.
We tried to we're having a fancy podcast because we're gonna do a tasting menu later. So that should be fun. Sure. Originally we were gonna buy disgusting things and blindfold each other and feed them, but Tralana couldn't think of anything. I was gonna get escargot if they had it. I was gonna get the pickled pig's feet.
I love how you just like call me out. Tralana couldn't do it.
Well, it's not that you couldn't do it. It's just you couldn't think. You were like, I can't think of anything. I don't know food like that. And I was like, all right, well then, we found what we did was we found.
AKA,
well, actually,
you're calling me out.
No, I'm not. Okay, sure, I'm calling you out.
Yeah, I don't know what else you would call that.
But you did come up with a secondary game, which was all her idea, which was we're gonna try weird food combinations and see if maybe they're mind blowing. We don't know.
It said they were supposed to taste good. I can't validate that. We forgot.
I don't know. Am I pausing? Are we running to the store? What?
We forgot Funyuns with cream cheese. You wanted to try that.
Yeah, but I already know that's gonna be good.
I don't know. I've never tried Funyuns.
Okay, well we can do that on a separate. But it's like, have you ever had like French onion dip?
I mean, yes.
It's basically going to be French onion dip. You're taking a Funyun and you're dipping it in cream cheese. You're basically making your own French onion dip.
Hell of a good French onion dip.
Yeah, I love French onion dip. It's one of my favorite dips because I'm not a big ranch dip person. So French onion's always the way to go. Do you have, before we get to the game, did you ever grow up and have weird food? Not cravings, but any weird snacks that you used to eat as a kid?
Well, no, because they're not weird to me. But I guess, okay, so obviously I eat my like tomato sandwiches, which a lot of people
Which is weird.
Don't do. It's not weird.
It's weird, but you've opened my eyes.
Tomato sandwiches are amazeballs.
Tomato grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh, that too. I just meant the regular tomato sandwich, though.
I have yet to eat just a tomato sandwich.
Oh, but yeah, for sure. Put tomato on your grilled cheese. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's
I'm not a soup person, so like the whole grilled cheese and tomato soup doesn't work for me. But like, just put the cold tomato on the grilled cheese, and it's amazing.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's good. And then let's see. So I do regular tomato sandwiches with just mayo, tomato, bread, and salt and pepper. I think that's good. I'm trying to think what else did I do. Oh, well, you tried the sweet bologna.
Oh, God. The worst.
But you didn't. So in sweet bologna's defense, I feel like, you know how there's like some foods that you have to eat them a certain way or they're not okay?
Yeah, sure.
Like, I feel like sweet bologna is one of those things. And like, you ate sweet bologna, like just like that's
It was
disgusting.
cold.
Yeah,
It
I wouldn't,
it was cheese. There was sweet bologna and cheese.
still, I wouldn't, like, you didn't have a sandwich. So, like, the way that I grew up eating sweet bologna is in a sandwich and you put cheese and you butter the bread and then you put chips and then you squash it and then you eat that. And so like the salty with the chip plus the cheese and the butter like offset the sweet of the bologna and it like makes it normal.
I can't get behind sweet meat. I
I
can't.
feel like I feel like you've to give it one more chance and eat it the proper way. And then if you still hate it, that's fine.
I think it being cold didn't help.
Well, I mean, that's how you are supposed to eat it because it's lunch meat.
I think if you fried it and put it on a sandwich, I might be able to deal with it. But that's uh
No.
the thing. Anyway,
Yeah.
but it's just I love bologna. There are there are a few foods on this planet that I could eat and never get sick of. And one of them is bologna. I could eat a bologna and cheese sandwich every day
Mm,
until I die of an eventual heart attack.
okay. Well, and so I don't eat these things, but like I grew up around like all the Pennsylvania Dutch foods, like scrapple and hog maw and
What the fuck is hog maw?
like pig stomach, I think is what it is.
What?
You said that the next time you came to Pennsylvania, you were going to try all of these things. You said that to me. I said, I
I'll
was like,
try it.
you have to try all the Pennsylvania Dutch things. And I was like, I'll take you to a diner and we'll get you some scrapple and we'll get you some hog maw and you have to try them just to say that you tried all the Pennsylvania
I'll
Dutch
try it.
things.
I'm not saying I don't want to try it. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it sounds disgusting.
Right, which is why I don't eat it. But you still
You
have to
just
try.
eat it as is.
They like prepare it. Like so scrapple is like a breakfast food. So like instead of sausage or bacon, like you get scrapple. Um it's literally like the scraps as far as I understand. It's like all the like scraps and they like make it into like
Like a gelatin
like
type
a loaf.
thing? A
No.
loaf?
Like
What's the binder? How do you make it
I
into a
don't know.
loaf?
I'm not a food person. Like I'm not the person to ask this,
Like
but like
cornmeal or
hold
something?
on.
Like
I'm gonna Google it for you.
that
'Cause I don't want
sounds
to lie to you about how
fucking
Scrapple is made.
terrible. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up
Or are you
Scrapple
gonna
real.
pull it up?
Well, I'll pull up Scrapple. Um,
Okay, so it says
I'll pull
it's
it up on the big
traditionally
screen
a
here.
mush of pork scraps and trimmings combined with cornmeal and wheat flour, often buckwheat flour and spices. The mush is formed into a semi-solid congealed loaf, and slices of scrapple are then pan-fried before
Congealed.
serving.
The word congealed should not. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What are you
Uh-oh.
doing?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I was just pulling up the screen because I wanted to show
Yeah.
what Scrapple looked like in case anybody was interested.
Well, and then next you'll have to look up hog maw because I don't know exactly what.
What?
That looks horrible. That's not really
Folks.
what they serve to you on a plate. That looks
So what?
like
Like maybe that one?
yeah, that looks like scrapple.
All right, let's. That doesn't look too bad.
Yeah.
Like
I've never honestly eaten it, but it doesn't look like the worst thing that I've ever seen because I mean like I've eaten hot dogs and that's just pretty much the same thing only in an intestine. So
yeah, that doesn't look too terrible.
yeah.
I
So,
mean,
I know people that think that it's amazeballs. I don't know.
I
But now look up hog maw because I want to see
Hogmaw.
Yeah.
I would love to look up Hogmaw. How do you even spell it?
hog and then maw.
M-A-W?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look up Hogmaw, everybody. That is rancid. That's the
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, it's a good picture, huh?
Yeah.
Let's
It's like meatloaf, I feel like, but it's hog
Okay.
maw.
Yeah, here we go. Here you go, guys.
It's
You ready
cleaned
to get you ready to
pig,
get hungry?
cleaned pig
Well,
stomach.
that's of course it's the size of a thimble.
Yeah, that's tiny.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Here you go,
it's like
guys.
meatloaf in a pig's stomach. That's what it is,
There you go.
honestly.
Yeah. That looks delicious. What do you put in it? What do you fill it with?
Go back and look. I'm sure that's potatoes because like everything Pennsylvania Dutch is meat and potatoes.
Yeah, it looks like if you were to take like a hash, like a potato, and maybe it's a pork, like pork fat and stuff, and
I
then
don't
they're
know.
just like, yeah, we'll just shove it in a fucking pig
Can't
stomach.
you like go back to the Google
Yeah,
and
yeah,
read
yeah,
the
yeah.
description?
Yeah. So let's. Okay, hog maw, stomach. Well, more specifically, the exterior muscular wall of the stomach.
Yeah, but like, what is hog maw made of? Maybe try that one.
Clean pig stomach,
Cubed
stuffed with cubed
potatoes
potatoes
and
and
loose
loose
pork
pork
sausage. Yeah.
So yeah, so they take pork sausage, they take some pork fat, grind it up, mix it with big chunky
Onions, cabbage,
potatoes,
spices,
throw
put
it
it
in the
all in
stomach
there.
and
Yeah. It's
and
like a meatloaf,
cook
but
it.
in the stomach
But in muscular lining of
of a
a
pig.
pig's stomach.
Yeah.
Great.
Welcome to Pennsylvania, folks.
I'll try it. I'm not really a big pig fan, but I'll eat pork sausage meat and
Sure.
potatoes, obviously.
Sure.
Okay, so these
Anyways.
seem cultural, right? Like where you grew up.
Because it's all Pennsylvania Dutch stuff.
Okay. But do you have any like things that were just like you thought were very specific to you?
Me personally?
Yeah, like something that you maybe not that you invented, but like, you would dip pickles in chocolate or something, like something goofy.
No.
No?
No.
I had a lot of weird food things growing up.
Like what?
I used to wrap bananas
Mm-hmm.
in Kraft cheese slices and eat it.
Ew.
And I'm fairly certain I saw it. My brain thinks it saw it on Mr. Rogers. You know who Mr. Rogers is, right? Hey, man, I got to ask. Not a lot of people are PBS kids.
I know who Mr. Rogers is.
Well, I'm pretty sure, or maybe it's just my brain making up things, but there was an episode where he ate a banana wrapped in Kraft cheese, and I tried it, and I thought it was the shit. It was delicious.
I've eaten like peanut butter and banana sandwiches. That's like normal, I think.
That's a southern thing, I think. I think they do that in southern states.
Well, Pennsylvania isn't southern, but sure.
No, but I'm just saying it could have. It's normalized.
Yeah.
Was never a big peanut butter and banana person.
I just like bananas in general, so I eat bananas often.
Wasn't one of the things that banana and mayonnaise on the things.
I don't think it was banana and mayonnaise.
I thought it was banana and mayonnaise, a banana and mayonnaise sandwich.
Mayonnaise?
I think so. And we were like, we're not doing that.
Now I gotta look.
Yeah, look it up. I also had odd food tendencies with like
This says
sandwiches and stuff.
This says banana grilled cheese and banana on pizza,
Ugh, banana on pizza.
Yeah.
That's fucking disgusting.
which is why I was like, negative, not happening. I don't want to ruin bananas for me. Like that. Because presently I like them. I don't want to dislike them.
Let's see if banana, if I could spell it right, banana and cheese is a thing. I mean, it seems like people are like bananas with cheese.
Cheese banana is weird. That's what that one
If
headline
you
said.
stuff it with cheese, ooh, oh my god.
I don't know. I don't know about all that.
I mean, I haven't. Oh, I
There
was
you
correct.
go.
All right, hold
Now are
on.
we watching Mr. Rogers for a minute?
Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I don't want to. I don't want to get
In trouble.
in trouble, but I will just show. Thank you, Better World Presentation. But there he is. We're going to narrate it because I don't want to play the audio. Let's skip ahead. Yeah, he reads a letter from somebody and then he tries it. There you go. Eats a little banana. And this is where I got it. I haven't seen this clip since I was like 6 years old. Look at him. He's fucking loving it.
Loving it.
God, I miss Mr. Rogers. Anyway.
Anywho.
Yeah, there you go.
Now that
That's
you've taken your walk down memory lane.
God, Mr. Rogers. Did you watch Mr. Rogers?
Yeah, I just said.
More kids need to be Mr. Rogers kids. Like I think I don't know if I don't even know if he's still on like syndication. Like I don't know if they air Mr. Rogers
I feel like
episodes.
on PBS, they probably still do.
Like, you think?
Yeah, why not? Like Reading Rainbow, I feel like all that stuff.
Yeah, Reading Rainbow is a good one.
I feel like they still do all of that stuff at like PBS Kids. I feel like it's all there.
Well, all I know is like the generations that grew up with Mr. Rogers and watched him and learned, I think became better humans because of it. And I can't say that a lot for a lot of TV shows. Like children's programming is so bad. I mean, it was bad when
We were kids.
Yeah, but then it was even worse when, our kids were kids, when they were little.
Yeah.
Like we talked earlier, my youngest, his favorite movie was Elmo and Grouchland. Now it's a nice little movie for kids and it's fun and silly, but there's no educational value in that. It's still just as bad as all the other stuff. Like when you watch things like Caillou, was the worst. Like all those children's programming are just.
See, I always watched like PBS Kids stuff with Giuseppe. So like we watched like Super Y and like whatever, where it like teaches kids to read and count and whatever. That's why like when I say Sahark, that's from oh God, what is that show called?
Did you say Sahark?
Sahark, because it's oh my God, it's a PBS Kids show where like all the animals are made up of what they're like spelled, like they're made of the spelling of their name. So like the dog is like made up of a D O a G. No. Like hold on, I'll find
I don't
it.
know. I've never heard of this. I never
But anyways,
watched.
the duck on it, the duck they're learning how to make the sh sound and the duck doesn't know how, and so he's trying to sound the word out and he's like sahark. Sahark. And they're like, "No, you have to do sh." And then he learns how to say shark. But so like from that, I always say sahark. And that's why I call my tattoo sahark. But now I'm going to find it.
Well, I've never heard of that show, but
well, you haven't heard the name yet anyways.
yeah, well, I'm just saying like that does not ring a bell with me. But most children's programming is pretty garbage nowadays. Well, I mean even back then, but worse now. Like speaking of Sahark, that shit like Baby Shark and
Oh yeah, that's garbage.
it's
Word World. Pull up Word World.
Word World. It's kind of like the children's programming became a.
There you go. And see, everything is spelled out of the word, like is made of the letters to spell the word, so that you can learn how to spell everything. And so there's a duck on it,
There you go.
and yeah, duck up there. Duck couldn't say shark, and he was learning how.
I
and
understand.
so,
Okay.
yeah. It's actually a cute little show. I mean, like I'm super. Like I love Disney movies and stuff like that. So like Giuseppe was always my excuse to like indulge in things like that. But Word World was a good one. So he watched like Super Y, Word World, Bubble Guppies, like all of those like teach you stuff.
I have no idea what that is.
Right, because you watched garbage with your children.
No, I don't think that. I mean, if that stuff existed,
Giuseppe is like, when did Word World come out? Look it up. Look it up.
this does look familiar to me.
I
I
bet you it
feel
was
like I've
all because
seen.
Giuseppe isn't that much younger than your boys.
Oh, but 3-4 years.
2? Giuseppe will be 13.
Okay, yeah, 2.5.
Not even a half.
April, May, June,
Right.
July. Okay,
Right. So,
2007.
right.
Okay.
So this
So
was available programming when your
Yeah.
boys were toddlers.
well, that was right when they were born.
Right, but I'm saying so when they were toddlers and this would have been pertinent to them, it existed.
This had never. I think I've seen snips of it, but it's never crossed my path.
I'm just saying.
We were Sesame. We did Sesame Street, but like the actual show, we watched a lot of Sesame Street. We watched a lot of. There was some Mister Rogers that I would play for them, even though they hated it, and
See, I just tried to avoid like Caillou and Barney
yes, I
and
stayed away from all of that stuff.
Teletubbies, any of that garbage that like made me want to hurt myself or others.
Although Nicholas was super into Power Rangers.
I see, I don't mind Power
loved the Power
Rangers. Like
Rangers.
it's the other stuff, like the stuff that I feel like I'm getting dumber while I watch it, like Teletubbies. Like I can't do it.
Was that around back then? I thought Teletubbies was like kind of died out in like the late 90s.
Oh, well, it still airs.
It does?
Oh, for sure. I had to avoid that shit like the plague.
Shit's garbage.
Garbage.
It's a fever dream. I don't even know what the point of the show is. Like
I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel
my-
like I get dumber when it's on.
My younger sister was a big Teletubbies kid, and I would have to watch it with her, and I would sit there and go, it's like an acid trip. Like there's a baby in the sun.
Yeah.
There's a fucking air raid siren. They don't speak. They
Right.
gibble google, and then they have a vacuum that sucks up slime that they eat. It's all very fucking weird.
Yeah. I don't know what the purpose of it is. I don't know.
I think there was a big lawsuit with the Teletubbies
Why?
because the land that they used was actual like a green like pasture deal where they recorded the
Okay.
videos, and they trashed the land
Oh.
filming, and the owner of the land got really pissed. I think I could be making that up, but I feel like I saw that somewhere.
Sure. I don't know.
Same thing with those primitive building. Did you ever see those primitive build? We don't do segues. Did you ever see that primitive building shows on like YouTube where like people like build mud huts and big grand sculptures and pools? You've never seen these? Oh, some of them are great.
Okay.
There's this one where there's a guy, he's in the woods, and he builds from scratch. He builds like a wood cabin. He builds like a kiln and a thing for like fire, and he makes all this stuff out of he makes his own clay tiles to make like a clay roof.
Yeah.
Like it's bananas. It's amazing. Okay, I have a lot of respect. But then you got a lot of copycat channels where people would like come in with a bulldoze it, and then they'd fake like they did this. And a lot of YouTubers are like uncovering like all of this stuff of like them trashing the rainforest and trashing these beautiful areas to make these YouTube videos.
Sounds awesome.
Awful. People are awful.
Yeah, they are.
Did you ever see the water hole fishing videos where they like pour Coke in a water hole?
I'm not a YouTube junkie like you.
I am.
I know you are,
I
but
know.
that's what I'm saying. Like
I know. I'm telling them.
I don't binge watch
80
YouTube.
hours. I watch 80 hours of YouTube a week.
It's bananas. There's probably like 0 videos that you haven't seen on YouTube. It's like literally whatever's newly posted is all you haven't seen. And that's
Right.
only until you get around to it.
YouTube is one of those things. Well, I mean, we post on YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube hasn't completely gone to shit yet. YouTube is still a great place to get good content, be entertained, 15, 20-minute educational videos. Like it's cooking stuff. I love cooking stuff on YouTube. There's a lot of cooking channels that I watch. It There's good on the platform. That's why I consume so much of it because what's the alternative? Watching cable TV, which is
Yeah.
zero. You get zero out of it. There's nothing. And I pay for premium so I don't get the ads. And I'll pay $8 a month to not suffer through ads because I hate targeted ads. So I get a lot of great. Now, granted, there's a lot of garbage content on YouTube, but a lot of the news in the world, you're not going to get it from your cable box. You're just not going to get it because you don't know if what you're being told is the truth. You got to get it from other sources, whether that be YouTube, Reddit. You just have to do your own due diligence when you research things.
I actually I have friends that live in Australia and Spain, and so like I'll ask them like when crazy stuff is happening, like allegedly crazy
What
stuff
have
is
you
happening.
heard?
And yeah, and I'll ask them, I'll be like, so what are you hearing about, this or that? And like they'll tell me or sometimes they'll message me and they'll be like, what is happening over there? And I'm like, what do you mean? And they'll like say like whatever, it is. And I'm like, that's not no, like that's not how it is. And even with like the COVID stuff, like my friend that lives in Australia, like it was bananas because like if a single person got COVID, they locked down for 2 weeks. And then, they would open back up. And then if a single person got COVID, they would lock down for 2 weeks and like whatever. But now COVID like doesn't exist there. Like nobody has COVID, nobody gets COVID, like whatever. Whereas here, like there's still outbreaks. And I mean, not that people pay attention
No,
to
no,
it. I'm
no,
not
no. We moved on to monkeypox.
right. But not that there aren't monkeypox and COVID and whatever still here, but like people don't care as much, but it's still happening here versus like there it literally doesn't exist because they squashed it like that. So it's very interesting to like hear and see the differences of like how other countries handle something and how we're handling it.
But
And
do you think they actually squashed it? Or
I
they're just
mean,
not reporting numbers?
I don't think so because like well, so like we talked about earlier where like the newer strains of COVID, like you could never know you had it. So like sure that could be happening, but like the legit bad COVID where people like you like who got like really sick from it and like lost taste and smell and blah 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 like the long COVID because like that's the whole thing now is like long COVID and what does that mean and what's gonna happen to you like
I have to
are you
suffer.
just brain damaged for the rest of
I
your
am
life
brain
like
damaged for the rest of my life.
yeah like whatever so there's all the talks of that kind of stuff. I think that's the COVID that they squashed and I feel like that was like a good thing. Like I think that they handled it way better than we did, letting people however many people here have long COVID and I knew several people who went weeks and were still testing positive for COVID and like it'll be interesting for me because I'm not one of them, but like sad for them. But like whatever, but it'll be interesting to see from a scientific perspective like long term what happens to them. The same thing with you, like what will happen to you long term? Like, will you ever get your smell and taste back? I
I
mean,
don't
like,
think
I
so.
don't think so at this point, but like, who knows? Like, crazy things happen.
I think
Well, you said you got some
I've
back.
gotten a little bit back.
Yeah.
Like I can tell the difference between some things that I had trouble with before, but it's either going to be a very slow incremental process
Yeah.
until it's going to get to the point where maybe I have regained most of it, but I'm
So
not
used to not that
I'm
you
so
don't
used to it that
realize
I
it.
don't feel right.
Yeah. You never feel whole again.
Right.
Yeah.
Or it's just going to it gave me a little bit and it's like that's it. It's going to be
I
like
don't
this
know.
forever. As long as I can taste, as long as nothing changes, like as long as I don't get COVID again and it makes it worse or some crazy thing,
Yeah.
I'm okay with where I'm at right now. Like I don't feel like my life suffers a considerable amount.
What'll be interesting when we do like these like food tests
Yeah,
that
this
we're gonna do
might be completely
useless on
wackadoodle.
you or like really crazy for you.
Right.
Yeah. It'll be
Like
interesting to
sensory
see.
shock.
Yeah.
Um, one more. I have one more story before we take a break, and then we're gonna get ready, and then we're gonna do the thing.
Yeah.
I want to tell you a funny food story.
Okay.
Okay, so obviously I ate bananas and cheese, which is weird, but this also has to do with bananas. So the year was 2001.
The year was
It was
2001.
September 13th.
Star date, September 13th, 2001.
Actually, I don't know if that was the exact day. I just know that right around when September 11th happened,
Mhm.
in that, within a month, between September and October-ish. So I was a sophomore in high school. Okay, I had never had chicken pox.
Mm.
My sister, my older sister, she's 2 years older, never had chicken pox. My sister comes home from school and she's got like an itchy spot. And my mother says, "You got that I think that's you might have chicken pox." So then my mom told me, she's like, "Hey, get over here and hang out with your sister." She's like, "Cuz you need to get it. Cuz if you don't get it now, it's way worse for you when you get older." So
Or you could just get the vaccine and not
get it.
get it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if the vaccine was really around for chickenpox back then, or maybe it was, but I don't know if they gave it to you after a certain age.
Uh,
Or maybe they gave it to you. You know what? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. All I know is I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, because I didn't even think she had it. Well, she did. So a couple of days later, I was covered in chickenpox in my throat,
yeah.
on the top of my head. Like I have a couple little scars from just I couldn't stop. But that's not even the worst part. The worst part is I had a fever of like 102 degrees. And I started having fever dream walks where I swear to God, because all that was on the TV was the news coverage of the war. So I couldn't even watch anything. And I'm like sick and in bed watching all of these news stories and everything. And I'm walking around going, kill all the Iraqis. I was in a fever dream. I
Right.
didn't understand what was happening. So one night, in the midst of my fever dream, I decided to take a banana, cover it in chocolate, and then put it in the freezer.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
Then I came back. I like woke up, went downstairs, grabbed it, ate it in the kitchen, and then went back to bed and got chocolate everywhere. All over my pillow, all over. And my stepdad was in the kitchen at the time, I guess, because he's the one that told me, because I didn't remember any of this. He was like, yeah, you came downstairs and you pulled a chocolate covered banana out of the freezer and just started eating it in the middle of the kitchen. And I was like, wow, I don't remember that.
This is
Um,
great.
but because of that, I love chocolate covered bananas, and I don't
They're
eat enough of
amazing.
them.
Yeah.
But yes,
I
my
agree.
fever dream.
Perfect.
And moral of the story, never forget. So
Moral of the story.
we're gonna
Can I make a quick PSA about my face? Because I feel like when I was watching you tell that story, like I probably looked bitchy, but I was interested in your story. But I looked at myself and I was like, oh, I look bitchy. So
Tralana
can
has
I?
resting bitch face. Do you
uh,
want me to play some inspirational music while you
while I make my resting bitch face? What do you mean?
well, I thought you were gonna address it.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were like, let's like make a motif of you just sitting here looking bitchy.
I should make a supercut
No,
of
please
you.
don't. So I don't realize it because it's my face and I only see it when I look in a mirror, I guess, and I don't scowl at myself. I don't know. But apparently, people think that I look miserable at
People
times.
think that she hates me.
Yeah. I look miserable sometimes in our podcast videos and or that I hate Tony. Um, which don't get me wrong, sometimes I do make ugly faces at him because some of the things that he says, I'm like, the fuck? But that is few and far between. Normally, also, I look at you and I feel like the way that that looks like from the camera makes it look even worse. But yeah, so no, I just my like general face looks displeased with life, I think. Is that how you would describe it? Or
Your face is your face to me.
I mean,
I
so
can't tell,
that's the
so.
difference. Like anybody that knows me like wouldn't think anything of it. But like even my nephew who like isn't around me very often like commented on our video saying like, you know, that it was awkward or whatever because like he thought I was like
It,
pissed off the whole time. And you did. You like went through the video and you kept pausing it and every
did.
time you paused it, I was like sitting here like
you looked like you just smelled a fart. Like you're just like,
yeah, and that's like it wasn't even like that. Like it's just
for the record, this podcast was her idea.
oh,
Not-
and I
not
want
my idea.
right, and I want to do this. So like I don't want anybody to think
Right.
that I'm like
She
doing
was-
this against my
Do you
will
remember
or like
we almost didn't do this
yeah.
because you were like I had agreed to it at the beginning. I said, yeah, let's do
Yeah.
that, and then nothing really happened with it, and then you know. You came up and we had a conversation and you were really upset and I said I didn't know you were that upset. Let's get it going. Let's do it. I want to do it with you.
Yeah.
But
Because when I make a commitment, I follow through on it.
right, and I love that about you. And you
And apparently I wasn't pushy enough
well, it's not that you weren't
for you
pushy
to
enough, it's just
realize that I
I didn't-
actually meant it.
I didn't realize that there was like a timer on it. Like you were like, I want to get this going right now, and I was like, oh well.
Yeah.
But see, in my defense, I don't like doing things halfway.
Even though like this is every episode you're like, and we're, you know, rigging this up and we're rigging that up and we're
No. I'm trying to produce and create the best product we can with what we have currently. That's why I went and bought the camera because I really thought for some reason in my brain, hey, we could get some really good video footage out of this. But then I realized if the next step up from this is a Sony A7R that's $3,500. So it's
Jesus
like
Christ.
buying an $800 camera isn't drastically improving our quality enough for me to, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
the 1080p 60 FPS that we've got going now, the hardware we have, little monitor, the stuff, I want to produce the best thing that we can at the time. I don't want to throw up a webcam and like, you know what
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I also want to make it enjoyable for the people watching, and I also want you to have a good time participating. And I think the better the equipment and you know the mic, you know, we both have good mics and we sound chef's kiss.
Right. Well, anyways, the moral of the story is
She loves me
I love Tony.
and I love Tralana.
And right. And my face is not, if you don't know me, my face is not indicative of what you think it is because that's just my face. And I mean, like, I do make my face is very
People are going to
expressive.
think someone's holding a cue card or something, or like, I've got a gun under this desk or something.
And so,
just so everybody knows,
just so
I
everyone,
love my husband.
a little higher. Just so everyone knows, I love Tony dearly, and I would never
Yeah, that's right.
want to part with him.
Uh-huh.
Hashtag save Tralana. Sorry, you scared me. So, and so,
Notice when I put up the backhand, she didn't do anything.
I was delayed.
Because I never use my backhand.
It's always the front. Yeah.
That's
see?
right. It's always palm side.
No. So anyway.
This is gonna get taken off YouTube for like domestic violence or some shit.
So right.
Like
right.
you can't post that.
Why is the volume changing on its own? Okay.
I don't care.
Perfect. Anyways, no. The reality is,
There we go.
if you don't know me, I have a very expressive face like when I'm making faces, but like if I'm not actively making a face, I kind of look like a bitch, and that's okay because that's just my face.
Because you're my bitch.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
I don't think you're allowed to say that.
I'm not allowed to say that. Okay. Well, you ready to pause and
I'm ready to try some weird stuff.
try some weird shit?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're gonna pause. We will be right back, and then we will eat some possibly weird shit. Okay. And we're back. So what we have in front of us are four, um, I guess, odd food combinations, that we're gonna see if they're hidden gems. Maybe they will make their way into our diets. Probably not. Um, so where do you want to start? You want to start with like the easy and go up to the what I think might be the hardest?
Well, what do you think is the easy?
I think the easiest will be the Nutella and chip.
All right, so let's start there.
So what we have here is a salt and vinegar chip with Nutella. Um, a good dollop, and
Yeah.
then we'll see.
Yeah.
Cheers. All right.
Mm,
Ooh,
mm,
don't like that.
mm-mm. Not a fan.
Does it taste like peanut butter to you?
You.
That just tastes like peanut butter.
It turned it into peanut
It
butter.
turned into peanut butter.
I'm not
with
sure how that
vinegar.
happens, but yeah.
No, I don't like that at
didn't-
all.
Mm-mm.
I thought I would really like that.
No.
Like a chocolate covered chip or pretzel, those work.
Yeah.
But Nutella,
Mm-mm.
no.
I didn't like it.
I need a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
1 out of 10. What do you give it?
-5.
I give it a 2.
I didn't
Maybe
like
with a different chip.
it. Maybe the chip was the problem.
Maybe the chip was the
Because it
problem.
was salt and vinegar and it did just say salty chip.
chips.
So
Yeah.
maybe the vinegar is what threw it off.
Yeah.
But that was not for me.
All right.
So
Oh.
can I pick round 2?
Yes. Go for it.
Okay, I think that we should do the ice cream with soy sauce next.
Oh, that's the one I wanted to wait on. Okay.
So when I read about this one, they said it was probably like a prank because soy sauce can look like chocolate sauce, like depending on
That
how
doesn't look like chocolate sauce.
it doesn't. But in the thing that I read, it said really good. So I don't know, but it says that it's a good sweet and salty. So we're gonna find out.
So what we have is we have cookies and vanilla cookies and
Well, yeah, because
cream.
we didn't have just
Because
plain
we
vanilla.
didn't just have. We're reusing the one that we had when we fucking burned our throats. Also, I didn't add an update on that episode. When that episode went off the air, someone was laying in the bathroom for an hour.
It wasn't an hour. Also, I'm pretty sure I might have like an ulcer or something because it
I
wasn't.
think it is an ulcer.
It wasn't my mouth didn't mind the spice. Like, yeah, it was a little hot, but like you were like having a whole reaction.
I
over there.
was. I was chilling out and I was watching the video and I was making sure playback was good and I was putting things away and all of a sudden I hear, "Babe, I need you." Something isn't right. And I came in there and I was like, "Oh my God, like you were in a bad way."
Well, because so okay, again, anybody that knows me knows that I'm always cold. Like right now, I'm freezing because I don't have like a sweater on or something. And like I'm wearing sweatpants with my dress right now and I'm still freezing. But I was in the bathroom and I was having intense stomach pain and I went from really cold to really hot really fast and I almost threw up a couple times. You heard me gagging.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden the pain just got like so intense. I literally thought my stomach was going to rip like seam from seam. Like that's how intense the pain was. And that's when I called you and was like, I need you in here because like had it not ended relatively soon after that whole like lovely whatever you want to call it that happened,
It would have been hospital.
I think we would have been going to the hospital like because but not because like again not because of like the oral anything like I think I might have an ulcer. So
Yeah, that was my first inclination. I was like,
Yeah.
this sounds like an ulcer because spicy food, the pain in your stomach. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds like it. But
Yeah. I didn't have after that, like once that pain went away, I didn't have a single other problem. Like
I just wanted to point out
I
that
didn't shit fire. I
you were
didn't.
oh god,
That was
did I
you.
shit fire?
He shit
Oh my
fire.
god, it was bad. Like it was like the ring of a volcano down there. Like I thought it was in some serious discomfort. But you were calm as a cucumber during the podcast. I mean, you could noticeably it was hot to you, but you were okay.
Yeah, I
And then
was.
like 20 minutes later, it was keeled over, which isn't your fault. That's
It was my stomach. Like if my stomach could hang, like I would have been fine. So I really think. I mean, I don't. If it bothers me enough, I'll go get it checked out to see if I do have an
I think
ulcer.
you should.
But
I think you should swallow the pill camera. That's what they
well, but I
do, and
don't.
then
I
it'll
don't
take
think
pictures.
it's at this point. It's not an issue that needs
Yeah, it's not an
addressing.
issue because you're not eating spicy foods right now, but
Right, but that's
it could get like it could get worse over time with stress and everything. Like the acidity, like will eat away, and you'll get a bigger and bigger ulcer until it's like you should probably get it checked before it. I'm talking as if I know you have one, but if you do have an ulcer, you should probably get it treated and figured out before it grows, you know, and engulfs
one
your entire stomach.
one more thing for me to go to the doctors for.
All right, let's do this.
Can we just soy sauce and
Soy sauce and cookies and cream
you
ice
need your
cream.
spoon?
Yes, dear. I know. I need my spoon. I got it. I was gonna use this spoon. You have a. Did you not know how this works?
Marriage is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Where are my cue cards?
Goddamn right. And if you want to eat later, you keep it up. Why am I
Tony,
taking such a big bite?
I don't know. Tony made me the best lobster
Do
roll
you really
for
mean that?
dinner ever. Yes, that was super sweet of you. So
I'm gonna get all emotional.
Tony's never made a lobster roll or anything like that before, and I love seafood. Like I absolutely love well, snow crab legs are my number one favorite, but obviously like lobster rolls are amazing for anybody that's had them. I've had lobster rolls in Maine, like literally like well and crabs too. Like my friends and I have put crab traps out. We literally catch them and cook them on the spot, like all the things. And we couldn't decide what to have for dinner tonight. So Tony got the idea that he's never made a lobster roll before and that he was going to try and chef
I
Tony it
mean,
up.
might as well
And do you
pull
have
it
the
up, right?
picture? Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get it real quick. I'm very proud of this. I, you know, I love food and I
He's
love cooking.
yes, he's a very good chef.
Like I want to open it. I want to save it. Babe? How do I computer? How
Tony
dost thou do computers?
Tony works as an IT person and he's asking me how to computer right now.
No, I want to save the photo because I don't want it in my mail because I don't want my email to be up on.
I get it. I
Do
get
you
it.
though? Do you get it? Let
Remember
me.
the other day when you said like, "Oh, I told my mom you're the smartest
You
person."
are the smartest person I know.
And yet here you are. Do you understand?
All right, let's do the
This
display.
is legitimately me giving Tony a dirty look. Anyways,
Huh? Look at
it's beautiful. Beautiful.
that. Yeah, I made it with lobster tail, dill, chives. I boiled it, and then I separated the meat from the tail, and then I kind of roughly chopped it up, and then I had brown butter on the stove, like a pan of brown butter. I tossed it in the brown butter for a little bit, just to like finish off the cooking, so it was still soft and not like rubbery. Then I transferred into a bowl, mixed it with a little bit of mayonnaise. I didn't want a ton, lemon juice, and then I topped it with dill and chive.
It
And
was
I
really good.
tried to simulate the split roll by getting a big French or a Vienna, I think it's a Vienna bread roll,
Mhm.
and I split it. And then what I did was the remaining butter in the pan, I toasted both sides of the bread, and then I took the remaining brown butter and kind of poured it over the top.
Mhm.
very good.
Mhm.
$30 well spent. Fucking $30 for 3 lobster tails. It was bananas,
Yes.
but it was
Seafood is expensive.
yeah, out here especially since
Well,
we're kind of
yeah.
landlocked
Landlocked.
except for Lake Michigan. But
Yeah,
okay,
that doesn't count.
let's do this before it
It's super melted. Yeah.
all right. No,
Cheers.
cheers. I'm gonna throw up.
Who likes these things?
I'm gonna throw up.
Please don't. Mm. You done?
Wow, that was bad. That tasted rancid.
It was no bueno.
Oh, okay.
Your
So
pick.
that's a
Yay.
-5. That nobody should ever eat that. In fact, if you're gonna play a prank on somebody and you're gonna do that, you're a piece of shit because that is fucking terrible. Nobody should eat that. I'm dead fucking serious. If you're a prankster and that's your type of prank, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking throat because I legitimately almost threw up.
The next time that I get mad at Tony,
If you do that to me, I swear to God.
I'm gonna serve him ice cream like the best wife there ever was with soy sauce.
You'll be in the papers.
You'll be in the papers.
All right, let's do the Oreo.
All right.
This is
so
gonna be an easy one. I think this will be good.
You think it'll be good?
It can't be any worse than what we've already eaten.
Well, yeah, it can't
This
be
is
worse.
going to be the
but-
best of what we've eaten so far.
Okay.
My stomach is like turning.
Thank God we only have 2 more things to eat. All right, so
Okay,
this
so
is
it's
an
a-
Oreo and a Dorito.
You know what I'm gonna do?
What?
I'm gonna sandwich it.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
gonna
just
open it.
thinking that. Yeah.
That's because we're
Great minds think alike. Yeah, yeah.
That's true. We're twins.
Twinning.
Put it in little Dorito Oreo sandwich.
Ta-da.
Ta-da.
Cheers.
All right. It tastes like feet. It does, doesn't it? It tastes like dirty feet. Oh man.
I just want to know why you know what dirty feet tastes like.
Because that's what it smells like. That's what it tastes like. Whatever it smells like, that's what it tastes like. It's like the smell of dirty feet personified into a food. Now I got a Dorito corner in my throat.
Why did you make me laugh right then?
Ugh.
I just spit Dorito and Oreo.
Oh, I hope the sound isn't like peaking.
You're gonna find little Dorito and
we have
Oreo.
little nuggets of Dorito and Oreo all over the table. It's good.
in your computer.
It was the best of the 3, but it's definitely not something I'll be trying again.
I would rather, yeah.
These are not good. Where did you get this list?
On the internet. It
I have
said
such a symphony of tastes going on in my mouth right now.
it says 18 weird food combinations. It's just like delicious or disgusting. Check out these weird food combinations and decide for yourself.
So this is the name of the website.
Oh God. It's like some weird thing.
JessRestaurantEquipment.com. What? All right.
All right.
So
Moving on. But no, I looked
finally,
at a couple different websites and like these were all like on multiple. That just happens to be the one I have pulled up right now. But there was even like a yeah, anyway. Moving on.
I gotta get this dirty feet taste out of my mouth.
Oh my god.
Okay. So last but not least, we have
Pickle juice
yeah,
and peanut butter.
which now I was hopeful for these. I was really looking forward to these.
Now I'm questioning the whole Funyun and cream cheese one. You had me
No, that's
sold
it's
on
gotta be good.
French onion dip, and
It's
now I'm
gotta be
like
good.
side
Next
eyeing.
podcast we'll do it. We'll just do it as like a small little thing on it. It's got to be good. How could you? Funyuns are delicious. Yeah, yeah. Clean off my laptop, please.
I love you, babe.
I love you.
It's just
I
little
love you and
reminders.
all of the pieces that come out of you.
It's just little reminders of me that you'll find throughout the week while I'm gone.
I love those.
Yeah.
Ugh, it just looks bad. It doesn't even. It's like it's.
Well, you
it's
also got a
separate.
little. You
I
got a
did
little
put-
heavy-handed
I put
with
way
the
too much.
pickle
But
juice.
what are you? What are you doing?
Playing
It's
with my
not
food.
Play-Doh.
I'm playing with my food,
This is disgusting.
babe.
This
Do
looks
we?
like fucking stagnant bath water. Yeah, enjoy with that imagery.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we have to. It's what we do.
I love you.
Love you.
Mm-mm. Nope, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
You know,
No.
once you get past that real strong dill flavor.
I actually no. So I actually like pickle juice. Like I will drink pickle juice out of a pickle jar, but I can't. Not with peanut butter. The
Well, there are health benefits.
to what pickle juice?
Yeah, people, pickle juice is a big thing for working out.
Is this when we bring out the gun show? Like what's happening here?
Yeah, let's see that gun.
No.
Pull out that gun.
No.
No?
No.
I'm gonna pause it there. And that's gonna be the
Why?
thumbnail.
Why?
It's you going,
Welcome to the gun
yeah.
show. No, please don't.
Yeah, there's a lot of electrolytes and obviously there's sodium. So it's basically like a pickle flavored Gatorade, because Gatorade all it is electrolytes and sodium.
I like pickle juice.
It's good. It's good. It's
I
good
drink
for you.
pickle juice, yeah.
Not in mass quantities, but if you after a hard workout or cardio and you drink a little pickle juice, it's
mean,
good for you.
Look at me. Clearly, I
All
have a
right.
hard workout
Okay.
all the time.
I'll give you a hard workout.
All right, well.
All right. I think we're. I'm gonna go throw up now.
Cool.
I
Are
didn't
we
even
gonna?
eat dinner.
Are we gonna throw up together?
Yeah.
The couple
We're gonna
that throws
sit
up.
face to face and just throw up into the toilet.
You saying that makes me want to throw up.
Yeah. Completely naked. I'm a naked throw up person. I like to get my clothes off when I throw up. I don't like wearing clothes. I feel restricted when I throw up.
Sure.
Anyways,
Random Tony fact.
Yeah.
Number 365.
yeah, you're welcome.
It's like Snapple facts, only about
we're
Tony.
going to talk about Snapple facts.
Yeah. On this week's podcast,
Snapple
facts. Except for we're gonna have Tony facts
Snapple peach iced tea for the win.
for sure.
All right. This was fun.
Yeah.
Next time we'll eat some Funyuns and cream cheese, and maybe we will do the pretentious food challenge.
The pretentious food challenge.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well, my idea was that we gather up pretentious foods, well, things that we perceive as pretentious foods, and most people would, and then we blindfold and we do taste tests and see if we can
feel
tell
like
what it is that we're eating.
I feel like you've tried a lot of those foods though, and I haven't.
Probably.
Yeah. So I feel like you'll have an unfair advantage.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I just want you to eat weird shit.
Sure. Sure.
I think that's where the fun is.
Is this like a is this really a challenge of like how many weird things can you make me eat before I throw up on the podcast? Like
That's a great idea.
is that the future of this podcast?
Yeah.
Great.
I won't stop until I get you to throw up on camera.
2 T's on a pod on a mission.
Yeah. I think that'd be funny.
So much fun.
Are we going to end the podcast that way every week now? Or just...
Watch Tralana throw up.
We'll do a freeze frame. Da-da-da-da. Okay. We're at time. So this is 2 T's in a Pod. I'm Tony.
I'm Tralana.
And we'll catch you next time.